Hello everyone and welcome to SuttonsDaze, and for week 2 of the Presto Pressure Canner 101. Okay, today we're going to talk about the gasket because there's always a lot of questions about the gasket. That is what is on the inside. This is one of the very big differences between the Presto Pressure Canner and the All-American. And a lot of people will say that they get the All-American because they never have to worry about gaskets. And so it's kind of one of those prepper things, you know. It's one less moving piece that you have to worry about. But with the Presto, you have the gasket. And we're going to talk a little bit about this. There's not a whole bunch to talk about, but we're going to talk a little bit about the Presto and the gasket, and then how to find out what your replacement gasket is. Okay, so you want to handle the gasket carefully. Clean them according to the manufacturer's directions. If they get nicked or dried, they'll allow steam to vent during the canning process, okay? And then you can't get up to pressure. So it's very important that your gasket be in good working order. Is this something that needs to be replaced annually? No, it's not. I have not ever replaced the gasket on the 16 quart. I have replaced it once on my 23 quart, and then I buy new ones for the canners that I get when I get them used. So if you are lucky enough to find a used Presto, then it's probably not a bad idea. Take a look at it. You know, if it's brittle, if it's dry, if it's horribly warped. A lot of times people would store them, you know, down in their canners as such. And so if they sat there for a long time being unused, then they're probably in need of a little TLC. So it's recommended by a lot of places that after each use of the pressure canner, you take the gasket, wash it in warm sudsy water, rinse it, dry it, and then replace the gasket into the lid. I can tell you that it is rare. I mean, if I have a major catastrophe in the canner, then I'll pull it off. But otherwise, I almost never pull it out. And actually, according to Presto on their website, it says that you don't need to pull it out and wash it every time. It's not necessary to wash the sealing ring unless it becomes dirty. Replace the sealing ring every 2 to 3 years when the canner is not able to build or maintain pressure. It should also be replaced immediately if the ring has shrunk, become hard, deformed, cracked, worn, or pitted. Okay, so that's from Presto, that statement right there. But again, I've had this for years now, so I don't even replace it every 2 to 3 years. As long as it's in good working order, you're good. Okay, so gaskets on older model canners. Now this is where some of the disparity might come in. Gaskets on older model canners may require a light, that's the key word, coating of vegetable oil once a year. Gaskets on the newer models are pre-lubricated and don't need oiling. Check your canner's instructions if you don't know whether your gasket has been pre-lubricated. So again, if you're getting a new one, then it's not something that you need to do, not something that you need to put on there. But if you're buying a used canner, depending on its age, we just never know, it might not be a bad idea. But again, just a very, very, very light coat of oil, okay? Some gaskets can be reversed after a period of time to ensure a tighter seal. So, I mean, if you're having trouble getting it to seal, just flip it around, go to the other side, see if that works. A gasket that is worn or stretched or hardened should be replaced with a new one. Inexpensive replacements are available online and at most local hardware stores or household appliance centers. I haven't seen that, but they can also be ordered from the manufacturer if you so choose to do that. So, okay, lease. I picked up my canner used. I do not have the manual. How do I find out what gasket I need? Let me bring you in and show you. There are so many different models of gaskets, okay? And a lot of times they will be interchangeable. How's that? That is driving me nuts. That's the one thing for the canning on gas that I'm not used to. But let me see if I have this the right way. I do. Okay. Can you, let's see if we can focus in. Do you see that there? Now, it's going to be a little challenging to see sometimes. I know on my gold one, on my gold canner, I can't see this. I had to really, really fight to try to find the numbers on that. But it has the model numbers and that kind of fun stuff on the bottom of your canner. Take a look, and that is how you determine what model you have. Okay, I have to flip this 3 ways a Sunday and do it with a camera in my hand. But my model number here is 0175005. Okay, so we're going to go to the website now and see what we can find. Okay, so we are on the Presto website. I'll put a link in the description box below, and you can find all kinds of fun information about your canner here. You're going to go to the instructions and manual part, and then you're going to search by category, and there's a whole list. I mean, they make all kinds of stuff. So you want to go to canners. It's specifically canners, okay? And then put that model number into the search, and then hit go. And when you do that, it brings you to, this is my pressure canner. It's actually not a 16 quart. It's a 17 quart Presto pressure canner, okay? And I can download the manual. Check it out, okay? So in the manual, it will tell you all the fun stuff about your canner, and you will get the information for taking care of it, ordering parts for it, all that fun stuff. And it even has shut the front door recipes. Yes, it does. It has recipes. How cool is that, right? So with that number, though, we're going to go back. Okay, so it's 0175005. Okay, we're going to go to parts and accessories. I just hit the back button. So parts and accessories. So I can download the manual and I can get parts and accessories. And these are all the parts and accessories made specifically for that canner. So if you need a new handle, if you need a new regulator, if you need a new gauge, a vent pipe, anything like that, you can order it directly through here. So we're going to take a look at, okay, the sealing ring or the gasket. We're going to click on that. And I can pick that up for 12 bucks. It's practically the same price. You want to look at that stock number that's right there. Okay, I don't know how well that's showing, but that stock number is the number that you're going to find on the box for the gasket. So if you go to your local hardware store, they could have 10, 12 different kinds of gaskets there, but if you read the boxes, they'll tell you what stock number they're meant for. So you need that stock number in order to get your gaskets. It is compatible. This gasket is compatible with all of these pressure canners. So if you have any of these numbers here, then this gasket will work for that. Very handy if you have a few different gaskets and they happen to have, if you have a few different canners and they happen to use the same gasket. Very, very nice and friendly. Mine never worked that way, okay? But that is how you can get it. So you can either order it directly from Presto, or you can get it from Amazon, or you can get it from any number of places. So let me check this out here. So I'm going to do this. Let me back you up again, okay? And now I am going to go to Amazon, and we are going to put that in the search bar and see what they have. I just put the stock number in. There it is, okay? So the number that I put in was 09905. And here they have a 2-pack. Nope, that's for the cooker. Here they have 09907, not the same. So this one might take a little more digging on Amazon, okay? But that's cool because we know where we can get it. We can get it from Presto. Always a great thing to have. So if you're interested, definitely check that out. The Presto website is actually called gopresto.com. And it has a whole bunch of really, really neat things on it, okay? You can get products, videos, parts and service, recipes, pressure cooking, and canning. Yes, all kinds of stuff that you can do on here. Different recipes, boiling water method, all kinds of stuff. So definitely worth a look-see. Again, I'll put the link down below. Do you know what kind of gasket your pressure canner needs? definitely check it out, see what you can find, and if you can't find it, then by all means let us know. This was a real quick, simple overlook of the gasket. There's not a lot to it, but it is integral to have it working in proper fashion for the Presto pressure canner to work. Again, you don't have to overthink it. I definitely do not. So if for any reason you see steam coming out at different areas that it's not supposed to when you're trying to build up pressure in your canner, then it's best to let it cool down to the point where you can take the lid off, maybe move the gasket around, maybe flip it to the other side, put it back on, tighten the lid on, and try heating it up again. That has worked more often than not. Sometimes, like when I mess with it, so I can pretty much be guaranteed the next time I use this canner, I'm going to have to do that. Sometimes when you just mess with it, it just takes it out of its natural home where it wants to be, and so it'll give you a little fuss and say, stop doing that, Lise, just play with it a little bit. Don't be afraid of it. The gasket is not a big deal. Now, in a situation where you absolutely cannot replace parts and pieces for your canner, then yeah, that's why a lot of people go with the All-American. But if you're just getting into canning, I highly recommend the Presto pressure canner. It's a great entry-level canner. It's a workhorse. I will use mine for a very long time. For those of you new, I had some surgery on my wrist a few years ago, and since then it's never really been able to hold the weight that well. So if I don't have to strain it with a heavy canner that the All-American is, I'm good to go. The Presto is lighter. It's a lighter aluminum, and for that reason you can't use it over an open flame, whereas with the All-American you can. But there are still BTUs that you can use it with, and that's where the manual comes in handy. I'm a huge advocate of buying them used. You buy them used when you can. Replace the parts and pieces. You've saved a ton of money, and you've got a practically new canner. But it's always a good idea to try to go onto the website and get your manual so that you have the information and the instructions, like how much water to add to your canner. Okay? Okay. I hope that this was helpful for anybody that is just getting into canning, that is new to the Presto pressure canner, or is thinking about getting a Presto pressure canner. I love my Prestos. I do. I have a few of them. So I will continue using them because they're easier for me. They're lighter. They're workhorses. They're very, very affordable. I'll put a link down below for the two different kinds that I highly recommend. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them in the comment section. I would love to answer them or try to find the answer for you. Remember, if you like what we do here, please check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And until the next time, everybody, please be safe.